guys, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. And today we're going to be trying out the foundation and primer from KimChi Chic Beauty. Recently, KimChi Chic Beauty launched a primer and a foundation, and I picked up both of them in a recent BOGO sale they had going because you know I love a good sale. And honestly, I'm glad that I did because, like, okay. Here's my thing. The primer seemed really overpriced to me. Now, seeing it in person, this is a big size tube for what you're getting. So I'm not as mad now that I see what I'm getting for $19, but still, this was $19. Okay, and then the foundation is $29. It just seems a little expensive compared to where KimChi usually comes in with price points. Like, for example, a lot of brands with liquid lipsticks price them at like $18 or $20. Hers are $11. So she's usually well under what other brands are like pricing for similar products, you know what I mean? $29 for a foundation? This is called a really good foundation, and it better be for that price point. Like, Kim, are you okay? Like, I'm concerned. I have questions. This is $19, like I said, and I wasn't very happy with that. It said it was like 1 fluid ounce, and like in my head I was picturing like a tiny tube like this, but in comparison, okay, like you get a lot of product, but still $19 seems like really high. I was expecting like $12 to $14. Like, I was expecting this to be like $15 to $18. Like, just given her normal price points, I was a little shooky cookie at where she was pricing these recent launches. Like, that's not normally her price point. So I was a little shocked, and I just wanted to call that out because I was like, what? I wasn't even going to buy the primer. Then the BOGO sale happened, and I was like, okay, I'll get the foundation and the primer then. Boom. 1-2 punch. But like, ooh, that seemed a little high. So what we're going to do is, while I'm here with the studio lights, I'm going to go ahead and do a full face of makeup so we can see like how this is going to look on the skin and all of that. But at a later date on my day off, I'm actually going to do a full wear test for you guys. However, I just have a ring light. I'm going to be at my aunt's on that day. So I just have a ring light down there from when I have to film like an emergency video down there. So the lighting's not going to be as good, but I can get up close and personal with the ring light and we can see how it really looks on the skin. But for now, I wanted to show you guys what it'll look like initially, like what kind of finish it's going to have, all of that. You get what I'm saying? Like, we're going to do an actual wear test. That's what the rest of this video is going to be. But for this part of the video, we're just going to see how it looks initially, basically, with the good light. And then the other one, we're going to wear it all day and then see how decrepit and aged I look after like 6 hours or so. Okay, so there's two different kinds of primers. There's a mattifying and a hydrating. I do have very dry skin, if you couldn't tell from the dry patches right here. It's winter time. She's getting dry. So I got the hydrating one. This is called the Effin' Primer, and I kind of love that name. And let's see. Okay, it's not too bad. Now, they said this is supposed to be very, like, pore filling and hydrating and, like, supposed to make you look very blurred, which is what I like in a look, you know? So, we're gonna see. I'm just going in with, like, a little bit of product. I don't think it's quite as pore filling as the Pore Perfect primer from Benefit, but it is doing a good job. I will say that. Now, it's not a gripping primer like the Milk Primer. I will note that for you guys. It's just like a nice smooth primer. It's not bad. Like I said, like it's definitely, let me get an up close look. Yeah. So it's not as pore filling as the Pore Perfect primer, but it did kind of smooth them out a little bit. I don't know. We'll hold judgment on that. Now, let's move on to the foundation, shall we? This is a really good foundation. I will note that like when it initially launched, I don't know if there was like a glitch on the site or what, but when I went on there, they didn't have like what the shades were, what the undertones were, or anything like that. I just had to kind of go off the pictures and guess what I thought would work for me. And I think I guessed right. Like I think that's gonna be pretty close to my skin tone. But they went back in and fixed it now. But I don't know what the deal was there. But I made a comment on Instagram and they like replied back with, oh no, it's on there. And I'm like, it wasn't when I was on there. Because it totally wasn't. And I'm not the only one that struggled with that. There was a lot of people commenting. So I'm like, just admit you messed up. Just, I don't want to. I love KimChi Beauty. I do, but that was a little shady. Amongst some other things they've done here recently that I'm like, about, you know, like, I still support them. I still love them. They're still a staple in my book, but like, do I get into the tea? Should I get into the tea? Let's get into the tea. Okay, let's do that while I'm doing this. Okay, so yeah, again, I think that this is going to be the right shade for me. Recently, KimChi Beauty has done a few PR contests on TikTok, which, as you guys know, I am on TikTok. I do makeup videos on there. And, of course, I joined in. And here's my thing, like, when these sort of things happen, like PR contests and stuff, these brands are getting all kinds of free publicity from everyone that's entering and tagging them and all of that. So, like, I just don't understand doing a PR contest like that and not interacting with the submissions. Like, especially on like TikTok when we're doing videos, like we're not just creating a look, we're doing a whole production for you. And to not even like the submissions is just a little rude to me. But every single time that they've done one, they've done two now, I have played along and done the little contest. The first one was like creating your own drag look, and the second one was recreating a look that Kim has done, which I didn't really like because I'd rather, if it's going to be some kind of PR thing, you pick me for my creativity, not for how well I can recreate someone else's creativity. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really care for that, but I did it anyway because I wanted on the PR. And I don't know, like, I like PR contests because I just think they're fun, and it's like a fun way to kind of get out of your box and do something creative. You know what I mean? And now that I have this on, I feel like it is maybe a little light, but it's kind of, we're still going into winter, so it might, by January, this might actually be my shade. I don't know. Back to the tea. So, I like doing the PR contest because it's just like a fun way to get out of your box and like challenge yourself. But like the first PR contest, they never liked any of my submissions or interacted with my posts at all, so I wasn't sure that they even saw me. And then they, you know, announced their winners and I wasn't a winner, and I was like, am I not a winner because you didn't like me, or am I not a winner because you didn't see me? You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that. I need closure, basically. And then they did another one with the KimChi recreation. And again, none of my submissions got interacted with at all. And because that happened the first time, I actually, like, one of my submissions got 1.2K views. So I sent the link to that video to them in their inbox on Instagram because they're like more active on that like platform, because I wanted to make sure that they saw me this time, because I was like, I don't think they saw me last time because they never interacted with my posts, you know. So I wanted to make sure that they saw me this time. So like all three of my submissions were like my pinned videos on TikTok, and then I sent the most viewed one to them, which honestly, 1.2K views, how did they not see me, right? And then one of my friends actually got picked for their squad this time. And a mutual friend kind of let me know that like none of her submissions got liked either. So it's not even that like they didn't see me, it's like they're just not interacting with anyone that's like participating in these things. And I'm like, if we're gonna take the time to not only do a look with like your specifications or whatever, and like tag you and use all your hashtags and all of that, but like we're also creating a video and doing a transition and all of that, like that's a lot of work. The least you can do is like our submissions, you know what I mean? And like I would feel better if they liked my submission and I didn't make it than not being liked at all and not knowing if they just didn't see me or if they just didn't like me. You know what I mean? Like I need closure, and I just feel like it's a little rude to not like any of the submissions. Like that's probably a few hundred videos, like, you know, being out there showing everyone their look with your products from like 100 different people, or you know, hundreds of different people, and you can't even bother to like our videos for you. You know what I mean? Like that just seemed a little shady to me, and I'm just gonna call it out. I already kind of called them out on TikTok over it, but I'm just gonna say it here for you guys. Seemed a little shady to me. All right, I'm gonna go in with some concealer now. Now that this is oxidized a little bit, I think this actually works, but I was a little scared there for a second, I'm not gonna lie. All right, I'm gonna go in with the most concealer. This is, what shade is this? I can't see where it says. Maybe it doesn't say. I don't think it says. It's like the peachy ivory. I don't know. You know what? It said on the lid, peachy ivory. That's the name. I'm gonna blend this out. Okay, so there's that. I'm gonna finish the base and we'll see if putting on powder products disturbs it in any way, shape, and or form. And then, like I said, I will use this again on my day off and do an actual wear test for you guys. But right now we're just gonna see how it sits on the face. Now I will say, right away, I'm already seeing it kind of cracking in my smile line. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it right now. But I'm gonna go ahead, finish my base, and then I'll check back in, and then we'll do the wear test, and I'll let you guys know how long I've worn it and how it looks. Okay? I'll check in just a few minutes. Okay, so base is done. Nothing disrupted the foundation at all. However, I am seeing, like right up here, it is settling into my forehead and my smile lines. You can see that it's cracking already, and it's only been on for like 30 minutes. And I also moisturized before I ever even sat down to start filming. So yeah, this is not going well already. Definitely like my Sharon C Flawless in Real Life foundation, way more than this, and that one's only $15. This one's $29. I'm just saying. Okay. That's it for this. Now you can see the finish. Now it's supposed to be kind of a medium to full coverage, and it's supposed to have kind of like a satiny finish, I thought, but like it's looking pretty matte, and like I said, I have dry skin, so I definitely make sure I moisturize before I, you know, put product on my face, just so like help it as much as I can with my dry skin. But having put a face cream on before I started filming, I would expect this to perform better than it is right now. I'm a little scared for wear test day because I'm going to look haggard by the end of that. So this was this. Like I said, I will do a wear test for you guys. That's what you're going to see next. But the lighting is not going to be nearly as good, which is why I wanted to do this here and now so you could see how it looks on the skin. Like the coverage is good. I will give it that. The coverage is good. It's just very drying and settling into all of my lines. And like this is like where I put the primer even. So where's that blurring effect? I'm not seeing it. Definitely not worth the money in my opinion so far, but like I said, I will do a full wear test and we'll see how it goes. And I might even for the wear test use like my normal Pore Perfect primer just to give it the best shot. I'll use a primer that I know works for my skin and we'll see how it does. Okay? Hold on. Further testing coming right at ya. Alright, so here we are at the check-in, guys. I am coming down with a cold, so I sound horrible. Pardon my voice. But, that said, I have a cold, so I bled my nose several times. I ran some errands earlier and had to, like, take a mask on and off several times. So it did kind of break up on the nose, like, where it got touched quite a bit. Pardon bug. And, I just got done eating, so I haven't touched up my lipstick. Pardon that. But, like, just focusing in, you can see it's still kind of sunk into the lines, even using, again, moisturized before I put the foundation on and used a primer that I know works for my skin. And it's still kind of cracking here, but not nearly as bad as it was, and I've had this on for about 7 hours now. So if you prep correctly and use primers that you know work for your skin, I would say this is better than some for dry skin, but there are better foundations out there. What? Oh my goodness. Sorry, someone needed a belly rub apparently. Okay, okay, yes. That said, I wouldn't recommend this for dry skin. I really don't. It's very mattifying, it's very drying. So if your skin's already dry, you get this and cracks and just not the most flattering finish for dry skin. So if you have oily combination or normal skin even, I would recommend prepping beforehand because like it is very drying. But oily and combo, you might be okay, honestly. But for dry skin, it's not it, sis. It's not. I cannot recommend the Uma by Sharon C, the more affordable line that's in Walmart. $15, and it has been my go-to girl for like half a year now. So I'm just saying, if you're dry skin Betty like me, that's your girl. I love that foundation. This, not really loving it. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one. Love you, bye!